Today's review, this is the 1978 version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, a great film, directed by Philip Kaufman, starring Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, Veronica Cartwright, Jeff Goldblum, and Leonard Nimoy, which is pretty cool. So really great cast in this movie. This absolutely is not only one of my favorite science fiction horror films, because it really is scary, actually. It does actually unnerve me quite a bit. But also, I think, one of the best remakes of all time. Like, I would cite this and The Thing and The Fly as the three best remakes of all time, in my opinion. And Jeff Goldblum is in two of those, so is that a coincidence? I don't know. But, I mean, really what I love about this film, first things first, the atmosphere that is set up. Right from the very beginning of the film, it does set up a kind of a dreary, unease kind of atmosphere to it, where you already feel the paranoia. Like I think kind of what makes the film is that what kind of like sets up the tone. Like, of course, like first you see like the weird gelatinous beings falling down to earth and getting into the flowers, which is how they infiltrate the human species, these aliens, these body snatchers. And then you see a normal day in a normal city, day-to-day life. But then they linger on that shot of the priests on the swing there, cameo by Robert Duvall, of course, and that just, I don't know, it just sets up this whole atmosphere. So it's a very, hopeless atmosphere that it sets up in a way. Like there's just this tone to the movie, this atmosphere to it. It's hard to describe, but Philip Kaufman pulls it off extremely well. So I mean, it's just a very chilling movie, and it does kind of speak towards. The paranoid era of Hollywood, which I'm always a big fan of, Marathon Man and All the President's Men and, those types of movies. So it has kind of like that, it's like a Nixon era interpretation of the material, like the version from the 50s, of course, like needless to say, communism. But this one, like, it kind of delves a little deeper into that, which I like. So it's not about communism, it is about paranoia of the government and almost like, this self-imposed acquiescence to the machine, where, like, this period, 1978, you think to 10 years back, what, a changing social climate it was, like the age of free love, sex, experimentation with crazy mind-bending drugs and stuff. But then here it is, 10 years later, this generation it kind of sold out. So I mean, it's like the Easy Rider principle. We blew it, man, kind of like that. So there is in an undercurrent, I think it speaks to those kind of fears of just being part of the machine, kind of like that. If you want to read into it like that, which I think the movie is welcoming, in letting you interpret it that way, because a lot of people have recognized that in the movie, and you see, of course, support of that. Like you see, like the horrendous pop psychology of the Leonard Nimoy character, and how the Jeff Goldblum character is like, oh, he's a hack, blah blah blah, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and all that self-help psychological crap a million times worse today. So I think we're getting worse and worse, which says something to our society. But yeah, so I mean, there's stuff like that. They talk about the family unit is dying and things like that, and how it is this hopeless atmosphere that they bring to the movie. We want these characters to survive. Donald Sutherland, great in this movie as the main character who. He's a health inspector. He has, his day-to-day job, and he finds himself in this situation, and he wants to do all he can to, rise above this insane circumstance, this preposterous conspiracy that is a reality, and there's no escaping the reality. So it's about the desperate attempt to overcome this alien takeover, basically, of the world. So I think it really sets the tone extremely well. It is an unnerving, very frightening movie with a great atmosphere to it, lots of creepy and memorable images and scenes to this. There's just something really unique about this. They took material, the Jack Finney novel, that was it turned into a very popular 50s sci-fi movie because that was all the rage in the 50s. And it took the material and it took it to another level, like I think The Fly did, like I think The Thing did. So one of the best remakes out there. 1990s version, pretty good too. I never saw the Loose adaptation with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig, so I don't know if that's any good. But this, I think, is the best interpretation of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And, there is good reason why I think, this type of story, this alien invasion story, keeps on getting told over and over again. So there's something that I think we respond to, even if it's in, like, kind of an unconscious way. There's something that we respond to in that, in this quiet kind of takeover, as opposed to big spaceships coming down, blowing Earth up. So, I think that speaks to certain fears that we have, whether it is of alien takeovers or whether it is, just our own failures as humans, which is a scary thing to think about. But I think the performances are great. Donald Sutherland, such a great actor of the 70s, still one of the best actors still working. And it's cool that, he is exposed to this brand new generation, President Snow, the Hunger Games. So it's funny how he's, kind of like how like Robert Redford, went from being the heroic character to like a villain character in Captain America. Same with Donald Sutherland. He was the heroic character. Now he's like the evil government asshole in the Hunger Games. So that's interesting. Brooke Adams, very great in her role. Veronica Cartwright, no stranger obviously to aliens and birds. So she's great in the movie. She's a really good scream queen, I think. So tremendous job. And Jeff Goldblum, and one of his earlier roles. I think this is like one of his first at least media roles. Like obviously. He was in Death Wish, one of the punk kids in that movie. But I think this is one of his, most media's roles at that point in his career. And so obviously he went on to be Jeff Goldblum, who everyone loves. Do you not love Jeff Goldblum? If you don't love Jeff Goldblum, don't talk to me. He's awesome. And Leonard Nimoy, Spock himself, playing a great role as the psychologist. So I think it's an excellent movie. Really scary. Still scares me. It's just the atmosphere that this movie sets up, and as the situation becomes increasingly dire. It really kind of numbs you, and you feel as if you acquiesce yourself, which is a very scary thought. So, a great movie to watch during Halloween or any old time. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, one of my favorites. Just a great film. So that's my review for today. Thank you very much for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. More horror reviews to come. 31 Days of Horror. Stay tuned for more. Until then, thanks for watching.